Hi. Our captive media has been overflowing with praise, admiration for the protesters spontaneously pouring out onto the streets of some major Chinese cities in immediate reaction to 10 people dying in an apartment block fire in the regional capital of Xinjiang province. Fire services were impeded by obstructions and restrictions erected to contain residents due to a COVID outbreak. Many have had enough of these repressively enforced lockdowns and have courageously come out onto the streets to show their opposition to the totalitarian regime. In other incidents, workers virtually imprisoned in factories have clashed with riot police. As the government is now cracking down on this dissidence, it's difficult to predict how this will develop. Go back a couple of years here to the lockdowns when there were substantial demonstrations against our own restrictions, lockdowns when the entire country became a no-go zone, where the almighty state and Tory government supported by Labour curtailed all social life, encouraged a network of snitches and gave the police sweeping powers. The entire establishment, media, supported this while ignoring their own rules, of course. There was some mass defiance and anti-lockdowners, anti-vaxers, many people who had a genuine but undefined fear for the future. Sure, some were fascists and many more cranks and wackos, mostly confused politically and disorientated. The liberal left automatically branded them all as ultra-rightists. In fact, they were people who no longer trusted the government and the state, and for good reason. Many saw the lockdown as a sign of things to come, a drift towards some sort of totalitarianism. It was, however, too confused, meandering, had a muddled critique of authority, the system, to mount a subversive challenge. Many pleaded with the police, as they clashed with them, on an albeit very minor scale, to choose your side. They had. Their paymasters. A few self-appointed leaders emerged, many going on to become and have a career of spouting half-digested right-wing libertarian nonsense on the likes of GB News and Talk TV. And that was that. The movement itself simply vanished, maybe to return in another form. Compare the non-coverage of these protests to that of the Chinese demonstrators by our hypocritical media and political class. A prime example of how our increasingly authoritarian system has successfully beguiled, kept in ignorance and wiped the memory of its own population while criticising other regimes and getting away with it. For how much longer? Something's got to give. Bye.